Hello, hello, hello. I think I might keep the music on for a little bit because we're just gonna be driving today, and there's not gonna be much in the way of stimulation other than the drive. And I don't want to put on copyright music and risk my entire stream being killed. Okay, I think I did. Why? My cursor is being dragged into the center of my screen for all eternity as soon as I start American Truck Simulator. That's cool. That's a nice feature. Okay, I'll tap into it, it's fine. Okay. Let me see if I can get this on screen. Please work. Oh my god. Yeah, yay, it actually does work. There we go. Maybe make that a little bit quieter for me. So, no real reason I wanted to play this today, just it was a bit more of a chill option than I usually play, and that was appealing. You turn the music down. The music in game is pretty generic. It's very like, I don't know, corporate, if you don't mind me saying. But yeah, I just started a new save. My character is Ringo Stars and Stripes because the picture looked like Ringo Starr. This is his American trucker story. He moved after the Beatles broke up instead of doing his solo career, which is honestly probably for the better. New upgrades. Wow, I can get a new engine. What does that do? Do I want that? I gotta be honest, I played like 5 hours of European Truck Simulator as well, and I don't think I ever did anything with upgrades. I don't remember ever interacting with this part of the game. So, I'm just gonna ignore that. I don't have a truck to drive. Guess I have to take these. Anyways, so I only have the base game, unfortunately, because buying all of the DLC would be very expensive for me. So I also don't have a steering wheel, a Bluetooth steering wheel, or I guess it doesn't need to be Bluetooth, but I don't have a analog steering wheel with me. I'm just using my keyboard. So if you have a problem with that, sorry. I just don't want to buy one. Let's go. I usually just take the longest job because that's fun. To San Francisco to LA to move glass racks. There's also a butter job that gives $8,000. That is a lot of money. Why is it a $3,000 more? I guess I should take it if there's more money in it. Yeah, not much on the docket for today, other than just chill now, because do I already have connected? I feel like I was probably with, like, Path of Exile as like a chill game in Fury is a very active game, and then sometimes I just get distracted by all the things on screen and then I forget to speak, or I do want to speak but I can't think of anything because my brain's too occupied by just playing through the damn game. But this is just driving, and you don't need to pay attention to drive at all. That's my lesson. You can just do whatever you want while driving. Sometimes I drive and I just close my eyes to make things more interesting. Now, a busy day in California, huh? Oh, what the fuck? I almost thought I wasn't gonna break in time. The last time I actually had to stop at a train track in real life was, I think it would have been like a year ago or something. Actually, no, it might have been sooner than that, because when I was driving between my home and my university, when I was still going to university, there was a train track at one of the places I wanted to stop along, like that route I took between my house and the university usually. So I'd usually, like, half the times I was there, there'd be a train. But that wasn't a big deal because I usually was there to stop anyway, so it was like, if anything, more of like a lunch break time. Oh, sorry, wait, I can turn right on red. This is America. We can do whatever we want. But there was one time I had to stop. I was like dropping off, I was either picking up or I think I was dropping off a friend, and it was like an hour-long drive, and then we finally got to his town, and there was a train like a mile from his house, and we had to stop, and the train was there for like 5 minutes. It was a really long freighter, and it was really bad because I really had to pee in like the last half hour, and I was just holding on to hope that I would just be able to go at his house. Then the train fucking came and I had to just sit there and wait in pain. So that was not pleasant, but other than that, train tracks, it's not a big deal. I was backing up for a minute. I've gotten like more. I still don't like driving, I would say, but I'm becoming more accustomed to it just because I have to. And hey, speaking of Taco Kingdom's right there. I just recently drove to Taco Bell because I've never had Taco Bell and I thought it would be interesting to try it. And it also be a reason for me to drive my shitty hybrid car that needs to be driven every few days, otherwise the battery will completely die. But I still have to jumpstart it like every time I drive anyways, because it's dog shit. Great gas mileage, terrible battery, just doesn't hold a charge at all. But anyways, I went to Taco Bell for the first time, and the nice part about Taco Bell, which I did not expect, is that all of their food is really bad. And I know people have, there's a reason I didn't go to Taco Bell for like the more than a decade that I've lived in the US, is because everybody says it's bad. And yeah, it was pretty mediocre. But I was still at least expecting, like, okay, you know, McDonald's is not quality food, but it tastes pretty good. you know, it tastes like salty and warm, and it's decent. It's passable. But Taco Bell, I had it, and the meat was just truly like school taco meat. It was really like not. I did not have a craving for it. I enjoyed that the Crunchwrapper Supreme is very big, but it's only fulfilling the caloric needs of me. It's not really fulfilling any cravings, so that was a bit disappointing. But at least I got to try it. I will say I definitely fucked up. I got like the Fiesta potatoes or whatever, which is just essentially not tater tots, but like small fried potatoes with sour cream and like queso on top, and that was a mistake. I think I should have just gone the churro twist that everybody loves. I decided against it because I'm not a sweet snack believer. I think that's a falsehood to God. The only sweet thing that you should have with fast food is your drink and the dessert, if you're getting one. I don't believe in like, you gotta have a sweet treat as your, like, between bites of your main meal. Like that seems very odd to me, but I think that would have been the better option. I feel like it would be harder for them to mess up those churros than the potatoes, which are very underwhelming. So my Taco Bell review is like, oh shit. Don't mind me. I'm a professional. My Taco Bell review, D+, because I got to have a Pepsi. And you know what? If I get to drink Pepsi or Coke or whatever, it's automatically not a failing grade. Oakland. Okay, where do I have to? Oh my god, stay in lane, please. So cruise control is C, right? Think so. Did that set it? I think that already set it. Oh, a single button cruise control is a miracle. It's unfathomable. It's okay. I think we're okay. But yeah, I was told Taco Bell is better if you're drunk, which is not a good endorsement of the product, but you do stay on this. That's like the kind of people that say like, oh, you know, 2001 A Space Odyssey is crazy if you're high. And like, no, it's crazy because it's a very crazy movie. I mean, not like a crazy movie, it's kind of a slow movie, but you know, like the ending sequence is crazy, especially for its time. You don't, like Pink Floyd, people say that about Pink Floyd, you know, Pink Floyd, oh shit, it's so, metal is so good if you're high. No, yeah, sure, but because it's good music, not because you're high. That's like you're not doing it on purpose, but like you're kind of ruining the reputation of the music by like suggesting that you have to be on mind altering substances to like enjoy it. Like, no, it's good when you're high because it's good music. I'm sure there's bad high music that would be like overwhelming or something. I wouldn't want to listen to like Drunk Cues by Aphex Twin if I was like under the influence. But that's not like because the music is bad, it's just, you know, it's kind of a bit much. You just have to be in the right headspace to listen to it. Like a lot of like art, you have to be ready for it. I feel like such a bum. I'm taking up the middle lane. I'm going so slow. I'm holding the gas, man. I can't do anything else. It's just my truck is slow as fuck. And everybody's passing me on both sides. Cop car just... how am I so slow? I am holding the gas pedal down. I swear. Okay, get in the right lane after this, because this is embarrassing. Get here. It's fine. Now nobody can complain. And now I'm back to speed, of course. Alright. Bridge. The famous Oakland Bridge. I've never been to California in my conscious experience. I was there as a 4 or 5 year old as a... just to go to like Disneyland or something, but I do not remember any of that. So I've never been, basically. I want to go to, though. Most of the West, I want to visit. Washington would be cool. Toll booth. I've never... oh shit. What the fuck do I do here? I've never had to do this before. Do not stop. Oh, okay. Oh, it's an e-toll. These things. I think I remember going through one of those in like recent years. Yeah, I forgot that there's a lot of like e-tolls now that you just... oh shit. Sorry. Shouldn't have gone my way. I forgot there's a lot of like... I don't know how they do it. I think they just like check your license and then they like either send you an invoice later, or they just charge you automatically if you have like something set up online. It's weird. I don't know if I... like, it's convenient because you don't have to pay like right there. You don't have to stop. But like... I don't know. So toll of $25 is a lot. I don't know if that's normal for the West Coast, but the last time I remember actually going through a toll booth and paying, it was only like a few bucks. That was in the Midwest, so I don't know. I should probably stay on the right lane. What does that sign say? I can't see that. See what that says. It's fine. Or it's fine. Went to Reno. No, the furthest west I've been in my conscious experience is probably Yellowstone Park in Wyoming. I think we also visited the Montana side when I went. That was years ago. Very cool, but that's kind of different from the West Coast. We literally drove through like... I don't know if it's a desert out driving in Wyoming to get to Yellowstone, but it feels like it. There's like 80 miles per hour on the interstate, and there's just 70 mile per hour crosswinds. It was great. It was like the most turbulence I've felt in a car, probably. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad I did not have to drive because I was not of age to drive yet. Actually, worst experience driving on that road trip was, I believe it's called Beartooth Highway around Yellowstone. It's like up in the mountains, mountainous areas, and it's a lot of curves, and all of the curves are like blind curves, and they're very tight, and it's very high up in the mountains, and it's very scary. I would never want to drive on that kind of thing myself. Like, if any road trip I went on involved that, I would have to go with like a friend and say, hey, you need to, like, any friend that is actually confident in their driving, it's just like, hey, do this one section, I'll do anything else, but like, you have to do this. I will pay you. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. No, no, no. Okay, yeah, get in front of me. That one came in so quick. Okay. Yeah, just get in front. Come on. Now we're all slow as fuck because of that one car cutting us off. It's very accurate, in that I'm pissed off. Truckee? Just got a town called Truckee? Wow, this is very slow. Headlight usage? Oh shit, how do I turn my L? There we go. It's only, oh, it's 8 p.m. I guess this is summertime. There we go. They don't have brights? No, no brights. I guess that's for the best. I fucking... Worst part of night driving by far is people using their goddamn brights on. It would not be nearly as intimidating if people weren't just blasting that shit on country roads. It's so crazy. And like on hills too, like the ones where you can't tell if a car is coming over it or not. I've gotten flashed by brights on those blind curves or blind hills before. It's so crazy. Like that needs to be regulation. I think we're causing a traffic problem with how slow this one truck is in front of us. This is like painfully slow. I know like trucks have to slow down. This is like really bad. I know there's a sign saying trucks stay on the right, yeah, trucks use right lane. Can I not? Can I just go ahead? This seems like really, really bad. Am I legally obligated to do this if we're going at less than 20 miles per hour? That's probably more of a hazard now. Okay, I'm gonna fucking fuck this. Is it just because of the up incline? Is that why we're going so slow? I mean, I'm almost passing, but I am hitting the gas. This is just the incline. That's crazy. I've never seen a truck go this slow on a highway. Great music for this. I mean, I've almost passed the first truck. I don't know if there's gonna be much luck in passing that next one. And I'm using automatic, but there's no way... How is it this slow? I feel like I'm going insane. I guess I can't tell, like, it doesn't seem like that much of an incline. How is it this slow? Alright, we're going faster. The incline's stopping. I need to, like, for the sake of the, like, 20 people behind me, I need to, like, speed it the fuck up. Go. Go. Oh my god, it's over. They're going faster than me. Oh, that one might be taking exit at least. Oh, thank god. Or at least it's moving over. Okay, I think we can save this. Okay, are we quite... I don't think we're quite in the clear yet of our truck. We're getting close though. We're very fast now. I think we're safe. Yes, yes, dude. See, I don't think these simulator games have a... They won't capture the experience of getting flashed with brights by the opposite side of the road. Or even like by the person behind you. I've had that happen too. Somebody's using brights behind me and it's getting into my like rear view mirror and blinding me that way. Steep downgrade next 5 miles. Okay. See, I would love to drive through the Midwest, one, because I'm more familiar with that area, and two, because it's a lot more flat and predictable. Yeah, like this would never be a problem in Iowa. You don't have to worry about inclines and gradients, steep downgrades. Close. I was drinking water and then that almost happened. It's no problem. I am going like 10 miles over. Speeding 7 miles per hour? Speeding 7 miles per hour? Oh, come on, that's petty. 5 miles per hour is the expectation. That's the real speeding limit, is 5 miles over. 2 miles over that, you think it's bad? Maybe it's different in California, but like there's some highways and interstates they go 10 over normally. So like, come on. I know I'm supposed to be a professional, but that seems kind of crazy. Alright, I should probably at least put on cruise control. Should handle the inclines and downgrades better too. I like that you can see the stars. I don't know if that's... I guess we're out of the city, so that's possible. I will say, I think my earliest memory of truck driving was watching Cars, and the one scene where Lightning McQueen goes into like some sort of fancy neon truck and gets like a rest that way. The lighting of that scene as a kid like very much shaped my idea of what like the American driving experience was like. It felt very cozy. And when I drive at night, it can feel like that, but because I'm in the driver's seat, it's a bit more stressful than that scene was. But I don't know why that scene had such a impact on my like early perception of night driving. I don't even like that movie that much. I wonder if there are deer in this game. They have the signs, but I know that there are random events like cars being pulled over, or cars on like the what the fuck do you call this? It's the side of the road, but there's like a more specific name for it. Whatever. Sometimes there's cars on this side, and you have to... I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it's good practice to obviously stay out of that bordering lane. I don't know if I've ever seen emergency services, maybe. That would be interesting. Nevada. I will say, underrated time to drive, which I say underrated as if I have any perception of what like the public's favorite driving times are, but underrated time to drive is probably like that time after the sun has gone down in winter, but there's still light out because of like there's so much snow, it's reflecting, and it's just like in the distance. Where it's not actually dark, but technically it is sunset. It's like a very comfy vibe. That's the time I was driving to Taco Bell the other day. Pretty nice. It's like you get to actually drive at 4 p.m. without it being dark in winter, which is always nice. Set. I see the buildings. Is that Reno? Might not be. I love the yellow underpass lights. That's a good vibe. Those warm yellow underpass. I remember those a lot in Singapore. And I mean, there was in America, obviously, but because Singapore is so densely packed, I remember a lot more there. That's a nice vibe, especially when you don't have to drive. I have to get into this lane. Thank God there's nobody there. Oh, slow down. Okay, this way. Okay, is it this way? It looks like it. Here we go. This looks like a GTA 5 intersection, honest to God. Does not look like a Reno. Thanks. Oh shit, I have to pause to get it. Wait, I can't. I have to alt-tab. Band. Trip miles per gallon, 5. That is abysmal. I know trucks are really bad at that, but that's awful. Jups all night talk show. What does that one say? I zoom. There's a zoom in this. Healthcare center. Live here, eat free. Okay, take a right. Right and then right. Oh, almost hit the wall, it's fine. No, I'm not gonna. Hey, get out of here. Add me on Discord? Are you crazy? Are you nuts? You create your account today. Fuck you. Get the hell out of here. Alright. Let's see if I can park this. Let's play it. Oh, God, I don't know if I can do that. I could probably do it. Hang on, where's my cameras? Here we go. Nope. Wait, how do I put... Oh. Space. Here we go. Okay, this is fine. Yay. That was 8 hours of in-game driving, wow. I usually just like to take longer drives, because that's a vibe. We're all doing this for vibes, honestly. Okay. What's the longest one I can take now? Same one. I mean, this one's objectively more money. I guess it's more weight, but I can't tell what that does. Okay. San Francisco to LA. Alright. Where's my... Never mind, we're okay. Hey, what does the store say? I want to see it. Today? Oh, it's a fucking knockoff Aldi. Quarter in, quarter back. That's like literally the Aldi sign. For sure. Or maybe it's Whole Foods? I don't know. Medi's, that's definitely an Aldi's knockoff. Or Aldi, my bad. Oh, they got the, is that the cable car? Let's see, I did want to talk about movies, because I've been, I did not watch, like, barely any movies for, like, the entire first half of the year, because of university, and I've also barely watched any over the summer, as well. But I think this week, finally, the movies are back. I've watched, like, 7 or so in the last week. What? Oh, wait, what? Why did it turn off earlier? Yesterday I watched Weapons early in the day, and that was quite good. Um, it was very funny to retrospectively look at some people talking about it and saying like, oh, that I don't see how the story could be like realistic at all, because like, you know, all those crazy things happen. How did they not report on it, as they said in the narration? It's like, dude, the point is that bad things happen to kids all the time in this country, and the news may report on it, but we don't care because it's so normalized. There's literally a shot in the movie where a kid goes into a house, and above the house is a massive floating assault rifle. The movie is called Weapons. What do you think the movie's about? Quick, let's use our thinking brains. Let's use our thinking caps. I quite enjoyed it. I'm glad I wasn't one of the ones that felt disappointed by it. I think the ending was perfectly... Big Gun made sense. You got one of the... Yeah. Everybody got like a floating decoration. I got a big floating ice cream cone above my house that redirects all the ice cream fans. And then I have a giant mouse trap that scoops them up into a net. Yeah, Weapons, I think it's still good. I also watched The Naked Gun, the new one this year, which was okay. It had some good bits, but I will say it's definitely does not have the same sauce that the originals had. They showed like one of the scenes from the original, like a bit where the police car, you see like the perspective of like where the police car is driving, and it like, you know, goes on a street, goes like onto like a sidewalk and hits a bunch of people. Then it goes into like somebody's like kitchen. Then it goes to like a hockey game and like runs players over. Like it's a fantastic bit. And while they were playing that, like during the credits, I was like, man, that was like better than 95% of the movie. That you should not have shown me that. Not that makes me look at the film worse. But there are some good bits. I think Dave Bautista, that bit at the climax of the movie was very, very funny. I did spot a few bits in the credits which I was appreciative of. The funniest one for me was just in the middle of the credits, they just had a giant fucking eye exam pull up. Like, please read out loud. I thought that was good. But other than like a few other things, I feel like a lot of the bits either didn't quite land with like full execution, they didn't like fully commit to it, or they just weren't like that funny in the first place, or they ran on for too long. It makes me kind of appreciative of like Tim Robbins's and his style of humor, that like kind of cringe comedy, because it is weird, but I feel like something like Friendship worked a lot better as a comedy movie for me. Although that movie is like half not comedy, to be honest. It's kind of played straight, which is part of why it's interesting. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the visual comedy jokes were pretty good, but I guess a lot of the dialogue was very like repetitive for me. They do a lot of like, okay, it's similar to like The Naked Gun or Airplane, like those kinds of bits where a character says something and then a character like misinterprets what they said in a comedic way. Like, Shirley, you're not serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Like, that's a good joke objectively. But I feel like half of all the lines in the new Naked Gun are that, but they weren't like creative enough for me to like keep laughing or even like smiling throughout most of them. So I don't know, it didn't quite land for me. Sorry, God, they're gonna fucking give me a speeding ticket for going 7 miles over. But yeah, I mean, some of the visual comedy worked. The coffee cups being handed everywhere. I will say, best running gag of the movie is them getting new coffee cups in every single scene and like violently smashing down their current coffee cups just to get new ones, even though they just got new ones like 5 seconds ago. I don't know why they kept doing that bit, but you haven't seen it, but you like the "did we get all that" bit. I remember that one. That sounds very familiar, but I can't remember it. I don't know, I gotta watch the rewatch the original. And Airplane, to be honest. I can remember a lot more from Airplane just because it's such a quotable movie, but I still want to rewatch it. Oh yes, the confession. Did we get all that? And then it's like the FBI does like a double cross, and it's like, oh, you're under arrest, and then they're like, how'd you get this set up? And it's like, oh, I just pushed city council. I just made them do whatever I want. And it's like, okay, did we get all that? And the walls, like, they like digitally fade away for some reason, and it's like the city council's recording them too. Yeah, that is a good one. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't know how the movie performed in the box office. I'm pretty sure not well, but I hope we get more like silly comedy movies. It's been such a I've talked about this before, probably not on stream, but comedy movies have been in the ditch for like so long, at least cinema comedy movies. Like, it's so many films that just rely on talking for their comedy, and that's fine. There can be really good movies that do that, but it's like every film is just like, let's say some funny stuff to these characters and have a couple funny things happen to them, but they don't use like visual comedy. Like, there's so few visual gags. One of the best directors that does visual comedy, Edgar Wright, he doesn't even make comedy movies anymore. It's just action movies with comedy in them. You can't get a pure comedy anymore. It's not a safe investment. I think God, I can't remember who was talking about it. I think it might have been like Matt Damon or something. He was talking about why there aren't many comedies in the cinema anymore, and it's because back in the day they were able to rely on like DVD sales. Like, if it didn't perform well at the theaters, they could always sell a bunch of DVDs, and those would always make up for whatever they lost on the budget. But nobody watches physical media anymore outside of collectors, so they can't rely on that. They have to either make it like something that's really easy to produce and cheap and then put it on streaming, or it has to be part of a different type of movie. It has to be like an action movie with jokes in it. It's like, yeah, it's a blockbuster, but also they get to say some funny lines. Maybe a bad guy gets kicked in the nuts, and that's funny. But that's all you can get nowadays. So hopefully there's more of those in the theaters. At least, even if I didn't like the new Naked Gun that much, I still like hope we get more. Yeah, it's the Marvel formula. It's action blockbuster with witty one-liners. And listen, I wouldn't hate that so much if they actually had a lot of good jokes, but they don't. We all know their comedy style now. It's become such like a nauseating running gag. Yeah. Did I really just do it? Like, it's just comedy by like lamp shading, and that's not fun to do 1,000 times in a row. Because at a certain point, you're just showing like some insecurity in your art. You don't believe that we can like take it seriously. Did that speed limit sign not say 70? Not, and then just 55? What? Whatever. Yeah. Hopefully. I think we were also talking the other day about comedy games. Yeah, like it wasn't you that brought it up, but a mutual friend of ours asked like if there's any like pure comedy games, and so we were talking about it the other day. Forgot what we brought up. You probably brought up Guacamelee, as you always do. What did I bring up? I guess Undertale and Deltarune have jokes, but like that's not. They have a lot of bits that are really funny, but it's not like comedy centric. But it is a running element. But the game allows itself to take itself seriously pretty often. The Rick and Morty game, I also forget what it's called. That is unfortunately a recent example of like comedy focused game, but I don't think many people liked it. I wonder why. Iron Life, yes. I will say Jackbox kind of counts, but the problem with that is that it's user generated comedy. It's not. It's what you put into it. The comedy you get is equal to the love you give. The comedy you get is equal to the comedy you give. For Jackbox. And there's like other party games that kind of fit similar bills. Yeah, it's like a pure comedy focused game. Honestly, the only like pure comedy game example I could think of was Jazz Punk, and that came out in like 2013 or something, and it's just like a cute little indie game where you're like a spy on these like kind of like spy vignettes. It's like a spy parody basically, where you do these missions, and the gameplay is very simple, but it is a very comedy focused game. It is comedy forward. Everything you do in the game is focused on getting to a funny bit. So I would say that's a true example of like a comedy game. But a lot of other games kind of just rely on like emergent gameplay for like funny stuff to happen, like Leaf Company. A lot of party games or like games you play with friends. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's kind of hard to make a comedy focused game, because if the jokes don't land for you and you have to write all of the jokes, it is a dead product, like on released. It is a very hard to sell idea. So I kind of understand why it's not a thing that happens a lot. Oh my god, I almost hit that car. I didn't even notice that. My bad. That's what happens when I don't put on cruise control. Yeah, whatever movies. Sorry, that was all from Naked Gun. Weapons was good, Naked Gun. I watched Children of Men. I think I already mentioned the other day when I was streaming Path of Exile. I watched that. That's like a Half-Life 2 type movie. Just on vibes and like structure. It's sort of Half-Life 2. It's kind of a delusional thing to say, but if you've seen the movie, you might understand. What else? I've watched Yojimbo. That's a Kurosawa film, samurai film. Pretty good, pretty fun. I will say like the fight scenes are pretty cool. They're all like 10 seconds long, but they're very clear to read and like very exciting. What else did I watch? There's definitely a few that I'm missing. Oh, Glass Onion, the Knives Out 2. I didn't think it was as good as the first, but it was fun enough. Is that it? I think I'm missing a couple, but I still have a lot more to go through. I watched One Bad After Another. I think I might have mentioned that the other day too. That was also very good. Lots of very memorable scenes. I'm gonna be thinking about random lines from that for a while. Sean Penn's physical acting in that movie is also very, very funny. Not a comedy outright, but some very funny scenes in that one. But yeah, I think that was most of the movies I watched this week. Hopefully I shall keep that going. I think it's time for me to redeem my promise to my friends I would watch these movies and then like finally watch them. I got a lot of those. Got a couple albums like that. I think I should finally get around to those. But yeah, I guess getting back to video games, I kind of want to bring it up on stream because I've been thinking about it a lot. Like, we talked about this yesterday, because we saw the tweets, but the increasing use of AI as like a conceptual, oh no, a conceptual like tool to help you generate ideas, which we are both very disgusted by, because like it's a lot of people have had this sentiment, and I still agree with it. If you didn't take the time to just get these ideas on your own, why should I care about like experiencing them? Like, if you didn't put all the effort to generating these ideas yourself or with like proper references, like it seems to show a lack of effort for the craft and just creativity, like the creative process in general. That's how I feel about like every AI focused thing. Like, nobody wants to listen to AI music, even if it sounded technically good, even if AI sounded like Steely Dan or like you know, technically perfect. Like, it's not going to be interesting because there's no human work here. And even if there was human work, if you had an AI generate like the ideas for it, it's not going to feel like you actually care about what you're doing, like, because you couldn't come up with like the ideas. And part of like what makes art great is like seeing human creativity and like produce something that we can like really appreciate. So if you have AI help you with that, that's lame as hell. But apparently the Larian dev or the Larian studio still thinks they should be able to use it because it's like it's like references, but it's clearly not completely like references. So like, why not just use books and Google stuff like people usually did before AI? Kind of weird. But yeah, no, it's lame. And Exposition 33 also, the devs also used some in their brainstorming stages, and some like placeholders, which yeah, I'm disappointed by. I still might play it eventually, but I definitely regard the studio with a little bit more skepticism now. So I don't know. It's just crazy to me because like we have gotten along fine without it for years. We don't need it. And I also don't really buy that it makes development more accessible. Like, placeholders are kind of stupid to use AI for, because just use the like pink and black textures that look ugly as hell, and that tells you, hey, this is a work in progress. Put in the real textures later. Like, you want the placeholders to be obvious placeholders so you know when to replace them, if you want like good quality control. So that's kind of a weird use for it. And it's funny to me that Larian is like bragging about how weird and abrasive their new Divinity trailer is, but then they're like trying to make their games as like appeasing as possible, basically, as try to provide as mass appeal to their games as possible. Shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. No problem. Don't worry about that. Like the fact that they've added weird, oh my god, I'm gonna get a speeding ticket. The fact that they've added a bunch of updates to make Baldur's Gate 3 more how do I put it? Like accessible, not accessible, but like not woke even, just more, I guess, appeasing. Like it's truly just to serve as broad of an appeal as possible. They don't want people to be uncomfy. Like that one example you brought up yesterday of like they'd made a change that if you made a character into a villain and then you like had a romance with them, they wouldn't be mean to you anymore, because people didn't like that their character that they made evil was mean to them in their romance, which is just like so strange to like I'm not surprised that people complained about it. I am surprised that the devs thought that that was an issue that needed to be fixed. That like reads as very just like you do not need to bend backwards for those people who just want everything to be easy peasy in like their games, that wants everything to be comfy. It's like that Northernlion clip. It's like you know, that part of romance was added in a patch, but that was still the initial vision. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is like, why would you compromise your initial vision just because it made some people uncomfortable? It's still weird to me. Like that Northernlion clip, like, oh, this art, it stressed me out. This movie stressed me out. It's made me uncomfortable. That's what art is for. To be fair, he was crashing out over like a review that gave it 4.5 stars, so he was a little bit going insane, but he had the right idea. I agree with the sentiment. Like, I'm not saying you have to engage in legitimately triggering topics, but if you do not engage with something because you're not perfectly comfortable while engaging with it, that is lame. That is... How are you gonna learn about, like, the tragedy of the world? Like, so much awful shit has happened, and you don't care about any of it? Also, what? That was clearly blocked. Okay, I guess I have to take a detour because there's a construction there. Or something. Damn, that added like a half hour. Yeah, I don't know. It's... I think it's very, very sad to be doing this, like, perfect life ChatGPT bullshit, like, please serve me the perfect platter of perfectly consumable, non-offensive life routine and media, and I don't want to ever be challenged by anything. It's so lame. Everybody, a lot of people know this already, but, like, still. And while I'm on the topic of complaining about how people talk about art, I'm so put off by, like, people who complain about characters that do morally disagreeable things, as if, like, that's the author endorsing those things. Like, if a character shoots an animal in a story, that must mean the author is evil because they want animals to be killed, and not that they were just portraying somebody that was evil. Like, guys, can we use our thinking caps? Perhaps sometimes there are bad people in this world and they do bad things that we don't like. Also, I have a combo here. God, what was I thinking of? People who... How do I put this? I think I've actually lost train of thought. What the hell was I thinking of? It's related. It's very closely related. Running out of fuel. Uh-oh. I have 6 miles to go. Hopefully that's enough. Is it enough? I can't tell. It's something related to that last point I brought up. It's no problem. Uh-oh. How much fuel do you have? Where's my fuel? Where's my fuel? Wait. Oh shit. No. What? Where's my fuel, bro? I can't tell where my fuel is, to be honest. Oh, it's okay. That's enough. We'll be fine. It's like a 8th. Okay. If something I saw on Twitter, of course, which maybe invalidates my arguments. Maybe I just shouldn't care. I mean, on some level I don't, but, like, it's still annoying. God, I can't... What the hell was it? Was it really... I think it was related to... Was it a game? Dude, Taco Kingdom. Yes. Aaron! You got me messed up, Aaron! God, that's gonna kill me. I don't remember what the hell. Maybe my brain did me a favor and just forgot it for me because it was so annoying to think about. Yeah, I there's a lot of the way a lot of people engage with just art and like how they talk about it online is just so annoying and toxic. Everybody's just trying to have like a moral reason why they don't like something instead of just being like, oh, it wasn't for me. No, my opinions are righteous. This lane. Oh shit. Well, hopefully somebody doesn't need to get into the middle lane. Okay, what the fuck is this? Interesting. Never seen something like this, I think. Is this it? Security check. Interesting. I've never seen this in like Euro Truck Simulator. I forgot if there's a train right now. Okay. Easy. Part of me still wants to remember that Twitter discourse that annoyed me, but it's not coming to me. More long distance. If I think of it, I'll bring it up later. I think I was also thinking of when you're bringing up the Larian stuff they're doing to patch Baldur's Gate 3. It's funny that they did all of that, but they couldn't be bothered to change their character creator a little bit. And that's a modern trend that's been kind of annoying, like all the like, oh, you can be you can pick a female body and have a penis. Like, okay, that's a step, but like it's kind of a weird look when you let people do that, but you won't let them mix like the voice and pronouns. It's almost as if you don't actually care about being woke, but you just kind of like are playing into like people's beauty standards and like what they it's I watched a video essay about it, and there's a good point where you can make male characters sexy in the same way that like female characters have been sexualized a lot in like the character creator even. But when you do it to men, it feels gay because they're still reinforcing a body standard of like women are beautiful, and if men are beautiful, that's gay, and it's like not really being all that progressive in reality. Ball's great for you, allows mixing. I see. It was more of a general point of like it's still limited, and like I feel like if they actually talk to a bunch of trans people, they would probably have different opinions of what should actually be done, instead of like, yeah, I'm glad they did the things they did do, but I mean, they don't, it's still kind of limited. Like you can't have some games won't, you can have like a female body, but they won't let you have muscles as like a female body. It's weird priorities is what I'm saying. Los Angeles to Page, Arizona. That might be cool. And I'm obviously bitter about a lot of modern character creators because they're still very like. I mean, first of all, like a lot of them still don't have non-binary people even as an option. Like Cyberpunk, you have all this transhumanist stuff in Cyberpunk, but no non-binary people apparently. Go. I'm not even in the way. I guess I was in the way. AI voice lines and AI dev pipelines will solve all our problems. Yes. Yes, I just want AI to... Honestly, yeah. ChatGPT, suggest me what my character should look like. Oh, so I don't want any of the NPCs to be written. It should be all ChatGPT. I was rewatching a Nakey Jakey video about NPCs in video games, and this was like 2 years ago. So like it's a little forgivable, but he was like, "Oh yeah, all this ChatGPT stuff seems like it could be the future of NPCs because they're like so they're so varied. It could be really immersive." But like, no, actually, we figured out like immersion in NPCs with like fucking like honestly, New Vegas got pretty good at it, and that was just writing some lines. Like, it's not interesting that they can say 10,000 voice lines because none of them have any like intention behind them. Look at this. Meat market, pawn shop, we make loans, Cash Express. Like, there's some level of like procedural generation that can be neat for like replayability. There's that one like I forget what it's called. It's something like Shadows, where it's like a procedurally generated detective world like every time, and you get like a new case to solve in every world. And that's like kind of neat, but obviously the flaw of that is you have to rely on like the gameplay being tight and solid, because you can't make the story that interesting. So like it's probably okay as an immersive sim because you have like a decent amount of variety in gameplay, but it won't ever be like an interesting story. It's not gonna feel as nicely written as Deus Ex, obviously, because of the way you did it. But when you do like a ChatGPT NPC, that's like just completely like it's not interesting anymore. Do I stay here? I think I stayed. No. Yeah. Yeah, I going back to character creators, I feel like ever since Game Freak released Pokemon Legends Arceus, I've been aware of this problem. Like, they ask you for, you know, pick instead of asking the are you a boy or a girl, they ask you to pick a body type that you like. Here, pick your style. It's like, oh, okay, I saw that and I was like, okay, that's cool. They're like changing, they're moving on from the old style. That's good. So I picked one style, and then immediately every character in the game assumes your pronouns and calls you gendered terms based on the style, on the style of body you picked. It's still a boy and girl selection. They just didn't tell you that. They just obfuscated it, which is honestly worse. They just makes it even more of an insult. And I think they still haven't changed that, even the new Legends game. And I understand it's Pokemon. It's like the biggest franchise in the world. They're not going to be that quick to change, but I mean, they still don't even think voice lines are important, even though they literally have cutscenes that are scripted like they're supposed to have voice lines put in them. They literally look like they're unfinished without voice lines. So give them like another 10 years and then maybe they'll be ready. Fucking Sword and Shield, you had to unlock a sound selection by getting an item in a like city like 5 hours into the game. Oh my god, I'm such a bad driver. Beautiful overpass. Beautiful junction. I don't know if this is a junction, but I'm gonna call it a junction. It's only like an hour in still. Very stupid. Yeah, if you miss the yeah. I don't know if it might not even be a mandatory event. So yeah, if you miss the NPC, it's just you don't get to change the sound. It's so... And that's the problem in like a lot of Nintendo published games, is they just don't think that's a problem. And like on console, I guess it kind of makes sense, but also like, I don't know, like, yeah, there's a system volume setting, but like, still, it'd be nice to change it a little bit. It's a random dude standing outside a random shop. So great. So you can, if you're just focused on the story and just trying to like speedrun through the game, you are not gonna see the sound setting. That's great. It's a shame too, because I do remember, I don't, okay, I'm not gonna say I liked Sword and Shield when I first played it, but it had some stuff that was like, okay, it's more interesting than like what they've been doing on the 3DS for a while. They had a little bit of open world stuff, and they had like a really good outfit selection. Top tree, I don't know if I can agree with that. I've played, let's see what let me go through the list. Emerald, Heart Gold, Platinum, X, the everything app, Pokemon Sun, Sword, Legends Arceus. That was the last one I think I played. I don't know if it's top 3 for me. It has some good stuff. I think the character customization, like the clothes you can buy, is really, really nice. I think they've made it even better in the new Legends game, which is nice. I think if you're gonna... I don't... They don't even have like a character creation. It's just pick your body that you want. But of course it's still gendered, which I don't like. But I guess at least having a lot of clothes selection is like a nice compromise. Still though, I was kind of laughing when people were like praising Game Freak for being woke when you could like cross-dress as a boy in the new Legends, Pokemon Legends games. Like, I see what you're going for, but like, come on. I feel like we're looking over that they still have the most stereotypical character creation of all time, like Black White 2, XY, Mega Ruby, Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet. Okay, so we've played a few of the same ones. I haven't played any of the Gen 5 games, Black and White or the sequels, and I did not play Scarlet and Violet because it looked bad. It looked really bad. And I also really, really hate their DLC things that they've been doing, where they have a DLC set to launch like before the game launches, and you have to like pay 60 bones for the DLC. Yeah, it looked like it performed really badly. Which is, yeah, I just wish it wasn't like a yearly franchise, or at least it wasn't like they didn't release a main game yearly. I guess they haven't. Well, I think they took a year off, did they? I hope they did. But right, they did have. They still had like actual order to gyms, even though it's like such a weird step back from Legends Arceus, which I liked Legends Arceus when I played of it. I still think it's probably my favorite Pokemon game that I've played, and it's still only like a 7 out of 10. But it is a lot better than a lot of other Pokemon games I've played. I've heard some people glazing Sun and Moon also in recent years, but I don't know if I want to replay those anytime soon. I just remember even as a kid the pacing was so slow to me. I don't know. X was my first, but I played X a lot, but I acknowledge it definitely was not like great. It just had like a nice vibe for me as a kid. Base has always been doo-doo. Okay. I know the Ultra versions add a lot of random bullshit. Yeah, aren't they doing what, Gen 10 by like 2029 or something? They're getting really close. I know there was that huge leak earlier this year that was really funny. Yeah, no, Pokemon is kind of a franchise I've given up on as of 5 years ago. Just accepted that it's just gonna be slop for a while. Like I would love for... I think the dream scenario that I want to see is they hand off Pokemon for like a spin-off to like some really talented indie dev, and they make like such a good Pokemon game and like such a good style and structure that it forces Game Freak to evaluate their priorities. But that's probably not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen ever. But like, I don't know. They gave Zelda to the Crypt of the Necrodancer dev for some reason. Maybe they can give Pokemon to Toby Fox for after Deltarune's finished in 4 years. God, Deltarune newsletter soon. Oh, so that's this month. They have to give a Deltarune update. They fucking weaseled their way out of giving an update in like September because of the Undertale anniversary. But they have to give an update. They have to show us something. And they have to release it next year. I just hit like a I just hit like an animal. It's no biggie. I will say this game would probably be a lot more actively enjoyable if there was if I had a steering wheel, but I'm not gonna buy that. Either I'm gonna miraculously come into possession of one randomly, or I will be gifted one by the saints above. I'm not gonna spend my own money on one. Trying to think of what comes out in 2026. The only thing I'm actively looking forward to, oh, Steel Ball Run, the anime that is coming out. I hope that's good. That I don't know. It looks fine so far. I mean, they haven't shown much, but I don't know. I just would be really disappointed if they mess it up somehow. But I mean, David Productions is very faithful to adapting the manga, and the reason why Steel Ball Run is so good is because of the writing, mainly. So as long as they keep that, it should hopefully be okay, even if they love the animation a little bit. So I don't know. I think it's the same studio as Stone Ocean. It's always the same. It's always been David Productions. I think the problem with Stone Ocean was it was very much backed by Netflix, and they wanted a specific, like, the main problem was they wanted a like 3-part release order. Like, they released the first third, then the second third, and then like the last third, and that was a really awkward release schedule for David Productions. They're used to doing weekly releases like a lot of other animes, but Netflix didn't want that. and that kind of fucked them over. But it's always been David Productions since season 1. They're the main ones in charge. I believe for part 7 it's like the same directors and stuff as like part 5. I want to say they had like an actual like introduction to everybody, to like who is directing what, who is in charge of what. Worst part, animation wise it was okay. I think it was fine. I'm okay with that. I think it's the worst. I don't know if I would say it's the worst part, but it's a pretty weak part in terms of writing. I would agree with that. Part 7 though is a lot. I mean, it's literally like probably my favorite manga written. Maybe Chainsaw Man will edge it out by the time of part 2 end. What? Pull in for a vehicle state inspection at the nearest way station. Oh, here. Okay. This is interesting. Ugh. Okay. Oh shit! Hey! Oh, nice weather we're having. Giorno had DEI aura? That's a crazy phrase. I don't even know what you mean by that. He is kind of like a Mary Sue. He kind of just gets like... He's just perfect. He's the perfect 15-year-old that has the smartest solutions to everything ever. Yeah, Giorno's probably the worst part of part 5, honestly. He is kind of hype moments and aura, the character. He is like if Jujutsu Kaisen was a character. Just really relying on cool moments, and he does not really have a character arc, I would say. He's just kind of born perfect. That's probably the worst part of part 5. Especially compared to like all the other parts, it kind of doesn't exhibit much growth. That's also kind of why I don't like part 3 Jotaro that much. But I feel like his aura is at least like... It's a cheesier part in general. They literally have a fight where he says like, oh, the villain says like, oh, I've won part 3. Move on. Like, it's a very corny part for the most part. So Jotaro fits better for that, but yeah, Giorno is kind of a weird inclusion. Like, there are good parts of part 5, but I don't like part 3 that much. I think 48 episodes just feels a bit too long for me. Some of the fights felt like they went on a little bit too long, but yeah, I mean that Darby fight is like forever one of the best JoJo fights for sure. Like that is an amazing fight, but there's some other fights that I feel like are kind of more forgettable. Remember Pet Shop Boys? The Hawk Tua? Remember the pedophile gorilla? Remember the Captain and Tennille? I don't know, there's some weaker parts. But it's more of just like trying to be fun, I guess. Personally, of the animated parts, I actually think part 4 is my favorite. I just really like the style, the way Mario feels. I like Josuke and his crew. You remember all of it? I see. I guess point taken. But yeah, part 4 is my favorite animated part. Part 7's by far my favorite part in general. I feel like I really hope people can see how good it is next year. I also read Drivin Part 8, and my thoughts are very mixed on it. I feel like there's some good parts and some funny parts, and the ending is really weird and rushed. And it's kind of inconsistent. I don't know. Fate ass pull again. I do not think you will be disappointed, I feel, in my opinion. I hope you can... yeah, in my opinion, it's not like that. It feels like a proper journey. Doesn't feel like it's faking its moments. I also haven't read Part 9 at all, because reading Drivin monthly was miserable, so I'm gonna wait until more of it's out. Deltarune Chapter 5 next year. That will probably be good, considering what I like about it so far. It's gonna be painful to have to like wait more than a year for a game for more chapters again, but we'll have a lot more to think about at least, instead of only 2 chapters. If Toby can keep up the writing quality all the way till the end of Deltarune, I think it will... It's already one of my favorite indie games. I think it will be like a legendary, like, release by the end of it. And I don't mean in the fucking Expedition 33 is like, oh, this is a true development for turn-based games. I don't mean like that. I just mean like the gameplay of Deltarune, it's fun. It's good. But I don't even like want to advocate for it based on that. I just think it's a really well written game. Eugenics, right? The Edmund McMillan game. Forgot about that. That's fun. There's a Jonathan Blow's game. I hope Soldier Boy does a review on it. Dumbass game, bro, you're just jumping on shit. That clip of Jonathan Blow in a dark room in that indie game documentary is like forever the... I hope that is how he's remembered forever. Because it's more pleasing than anything he's done since then. God, I gotta show that if you haven't seen it. How do I put that on screen? I guess I'd have to... No, I probably have to... Drink, drive, lose. Damn. Makes you think. I guess I have to download the media source. There should... I need 3 monitors. 2 monitors isn't enough. I need like a vertical, one of those vertical developer monitors just to put chat on. I need a... Oh, Jesus Christ. 3 monitors, new wave. The problem is my desk straight up does not have enough room for it. Unless I took out room for my drinks on the right, which you will not take my drinks from me. There's just straight up not enough room, unfortunately. I do think I've seen setups with like those basically TVs, like wall-mounted TVs above as a third monitor. I don't know how you do that. I guess it's useful, but that's kind of... Yeah, exactly. I've seen streamers with like cute, like regular size flat screens, like average size, just mounted above, and that's scary to me. I don't want that. Yes, I'm running the stop sign. I don't care. It's a rolling stop sign. Put up Northern Lion. Barely look at the screen anyway. Lean back and look out of him. That's the scariest part. Is like just having something like looking down upon you. It's like those fucking casino slot machines with the it's like the video of like Zeus from like 20 feet up above, like, come play my slots, earn Olympus tokens, and he's like beckoning you to come over from halfway across the casino. Like, that's what it makes me think of. God, I want to go to a casino just to see those slot machines. Like, they're so bizarre. There's like a Lord of the Rings one where Frodo is on the screen. He's like, earn Frodo tokens when you play my game. You got 50 Frodo coins. Or 5 Frodo spins. I think I had a roommate. He wasn't my roommate at the time, but in a previous year, he was like, he had like a football game on the main monitor, like a stream on the right monitor. I think maybe he had his laptop open to like some lecture maybe, and then he was also on his phone playing like Clash of Clans or some shit. And his roommate took a photo of that, and it's like engaging with like 4 pieces of content all at the same time. It's just incomprehensible. That's the future that Apple wants with the Apple VR Pro thing. You can just set up as many screens as you want. Not again. Damn. That's close. This is an interesting part. Substation. Grand Canyon? Can I see it? Oh shit, roundabout. American's worst nightmare. Actually, this one's we just go straight. Why do we have to go 35 here? Nobody lives here. Gotta head out. Thanks for coming. Thanks for chatting. See ya. That's pretty. It's a trailer park. Shrubberies. It's pretty nice. I think we like kind of saw when I was on my road trip to Wyoming, and or South Dakota. I think we saw some stuff that was kind of like this, but It wasn't very common. Just like kind of more at the western edges. I don't have much to do in like Arizona, like beyond the Grand Canyon. I don't know what else you do besides like look outside. I guess that's enough. I'm kind of more of a fan of like the temperate regions, like the forests and mountainous areas. But this is nice too. America kind of cheats at like being incredibly environmentally diverse just by having so much land. But I don't know if it's... I mean, it's probably more diverse than Canada, I would guess. Just because Canada's like half in the Arctic, basically. Yeah, I have to imagine America definitely is more diverse, even though it has a little bit less land. Got swamps. Got very cold regions. You've got deserts. You've got the fuck. You've got all the temperate areas, like I said. I think it has to be. Now China, I don't know. I also don't know about Russia. Because obviously when I say Russia, most people think about like the European section, but I would imagine the Asian section is quite diverse. I mean, it's huge. Same with China, like once you get more into Western China, I think there's a lot more mountainous, and there's some strange structures in China that I've seen pictures of. So I don't know if those might be as diverse, if not more, environmentally. Safe personal storage. The hell is that? Just ripped up billboard? Just post-apocalypse. Headlight usage events at 7 p.m. There's still light out. Look at this, you can't even see it. I literally have them on, you can't even see them. Come on. Oh, so hot air balloons. It's interesting. Glen Canyon. Louisiana. I guess that's just an ad for their new DLC. I think they're currently working on their next one is Illinois, which is fun. It's pretty cool. Oh, I say fun, but Illinois is not a very fun place, to be fair, but it's neat. I wonder how they deal with like the huge cities. Chicago is like very dense. Oh god. Holy shit, that was really bad. Sorry. Damn, finish line is right there. Yeah, Chicago is like... I guess they have been to... They've done LA. I haven't seen really how big LA is. But Chicago is a really big city. It's very dense. I don't know how they'll handle that. the rest of Illinois is like pretty basic. Let's be real. It's extremely flat and simple for the most part. The fuck? Oh no. Just... it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not even a problem. This is a problem. I am too stupid to understand the correct thing to do here to back it up in the right position. Like, I can't understand how, like, the pendulum here works. It's just not something I've ever had to think about in real life. And that's why I'm the perfect truck driver. So I don't watch however people drive their trucks, so I'm really innovative at it. Who's that rapper that said, I don't listen to any music, so that my shit is original? And then somebody hired a PI to follow him around, and then it's like, oh yeah, he listens to music all the time, actually. Dude, am I gonna get it? Not quite. It's slightly closer. No, not quite. Okay, fuck this. Excellent. Just don't worry about the damage. It's okay. Okay. More long distance. What is the longest job left now? Okay, that is a long drive. How long is it? It goes... a 7-hour drive? Yeah, it's 7 hours. Doesn't say like the mile, how many miles that is, but 6.5 hours. Decently long drive. Oh wait, hang on. I need to message somebody. Okay, we're back. How long will this take? 6.5 hours. Oh wait, it does say over there. Wait, 17 hours? Wait. One 1:28 p.m. to 8:08 p.m. Am I stupid? How is it gonna be? Okay, what time is it right now? Tuesday, 7... Oh, wait. Is that how long... Is that when I'm gonna get there? Expected time I'll get there or something? Or is that the expected time of it running? I don't know. But it's a 17-hour drive. Okay, never mind. That makes a lot more sense. I was kind of looking at this like, this is a long... This should be longer than 6.5 hours, right? Okay, that makes more sense. 900 miles. That's right to the border of Mexico. Do I have a funny idea? Hmm. Okay, I wanted to do a bit where I put like a video on the screen as I drive, but I can't think of anything funny, to be honest. Let's just do this one last thing and we'll call it after that. 17-hour drive. I don't know how long that'll take in game, but or in real life, but we'll see. I think this is long enough. We'll definitely have to actually stop for gas and maybe even sleep or something. And I think that is actually something you have to manage. So I don't know if they're gonna direct me to that or me. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, let me put on the music. Pause it. The music paused itself for some reason. Go back. Here we go. God, I need to replay a bit of Koryu. Oh man, I hope more Koryu comes out soon too. I'm sure it'll definitely some stuff will definitely come out next year. I just don't know how much. I don't know if we'll get the next episode in that time. But I'm very excited to see what's next. I'm kind of scared of the hard mode, to be honest. Just because I'm not as good at the tactical combat, I feel. I mean, I did fine when I streamed it, but... It's, come on. Also, fucking headlight usage every time. I feel like... Wait, no, shit, I should have been in that lane. Oh, whatever. Just make a really wide turn here. And cut this car off too, god damn it. Oh no. Come on. I'm gonna... God. Here. This is really bad. I'm a professional. Turn green right now. Nope. How do you even back up with the trailer? It's such a... I don't understand the physics of how you're supposed to do that. I'm like Joe Biden with the 2 puzzle pieces. Okay, just turn green right now. Eh? Man, I think hopefully 2026 will be the return of weird streams. Not to say that these types of streams will be retired completely, but I do want to get weird again and do some bizarre stuff. I have a couple ideas, so hopefully there's some surprising stuff next year. Hopefully I get to work on stuff with friends for some streams. I also need to return to the YouTube series, actually. It's been a little bit. I don't think I've streamed that since October. There's definitely still many more ideas I can do for that. This song kind of doesn't belong in the playlist anymore, but it's kind of an old artifact. When I first played Baten Kaitos in the summer. I still haven't beaten the second game. I don't think the first Baten Kaitos is that good of a game, but I think it's an interesting game. And I heard 2 was actually better for the most part. But I only played like the first few hours. I never got through more of it. Maybe I should come back to it. That would definitely not be a stream thing just because of the way I play that game. I kind of like to grind or just not play it efficiently sometimes. So it'd be annoying to stream, but I think this year I kind of like realized I actually do like turn-based RPGs. I don't know why it was only this year when I played a lot of other ones in the past and I liked all of them. I think I realized I have an appreciation for like the structure of turn-based combat, especially when it includes some fun stuff like in Kuruda Observer, when it has like the fun crits and special moves that it has, like that's really, really fun. So I should probably play more turn-based games soon. I was gonna play Claire, but it's on sale and it's still $40, so that might not happen soon. I've been recommended to play Persona 3, and I could play one of the original versions. I probably would play one of the original versions over the remake, to be honest. That one has some interesting ideas with like not being able to control your party members, which I've seen some people like complain about, but to me that's more interesting to keep. Like, that's not something I would want to fix. I think with going back to old games, some people understandably want to like fix stuff that's seen as like pretty lame and what they see as design flaws, but I've kind of had a more appreciation in recent years of like that weird stuff that old games do. Like Resident Evil, I remember the biggest complaint was always, oh, you know, it's the tank controls feel really bad, and you know, we've moved on from that, but like it was a part of the deliberate design. Like it's weird to not play them with tank controls. So that was part of the horror, is like a bit of the lack of control. So it's, I don't know. I want to play more older games just on their merits. I don't want to like quote unquote fix them unless it's like actually like a bug or game-breaking feature that was definitely not intended by the devs. But anything that was part of the original vision, like I don't want to mess with, generally. I think it's more fun to examine the jank. That's why I was like so like checked out on like the Oblivion remaster. Like that's I think the Oblivion remaster is just kind of lame because the weird jank and look and style of Oblivion is what makes that game interesting to me. I wouldn't want to play a version of that is just a modern Bethesda game. Same thing with like just the visual style. Like, I think crust on old games is like interesting. Certainly more interesting than like what a lot of games do now, which is like this very bland style of realism, just kind of like smoothed over. Like there are games that seem to do realism pretty well from what I've seen, like Alan Wake 2 I've heard very good praise for, because it is very realistic, but it's like done so with like cinematic intentions. Like the lighting is very dramatic and there's a lot of work done to like making that look interesting, so that I can appreciate even if it is like realistic. But other games just do realism because it's like it looks cooler to gamers that are vessels and they have no souls. But between like a game that's realistic looking, quote unquote, but has like only a few faces for every single model, versus a game that's a little less realistic but a bit more stylized and unique and like has a lot more variety in like its objects and models, I think the latter is a lot more interesting. Like, I don't want all my games to look the same. That's kind of against the point. That's also like, I just remembered like the Persona 4 remake. Like that's so lame. I'm really disappointed that that's their priority. It's just not necessary at all, I feel. I don't know, I heard the Metaphor Fantasio game was good, with a few like major caveats. That's what I heard from a friend at least. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other turn-based games recently. Deltarune is good, but the turn-based combat is not really what I mean, listen, the combat's fun, and there's some good bits in there too. But it's not like the main thing I go to Deltarune for. It's not like in the past, like since beating Chapters 3 and 4, I've been like, oh, I'm really craving that Deltarune combat, I want to put it up again. I am craving that Koryu combat, that's why I want to come back to Frame with the mod, but that's a different... I have wanted to play like a old school Final Fantasy. And I think in the recent year I've been torn between 8 and 9. 9 is objectively like seen as a very classic and like the last like classic Final Fantasy style, and also one of the best. It seems like a very standard, in a good way, like very true regular Final Fantasy game. But 8 has some broken mechanics and looks weird, and that makes it funny. And a game's funny factor is very important. That's why I played Baten Kaitos, even though it's objectively kind of mediocre. It's just got some weird stuff going for it, and that makes it interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably play 9 just because it's normal. Problem with 8 is that you probably have to learn how to actually abuse the junction system. But I don't know. I just like a good turn-based system that feels like you can break it a little bit. That's what I like in Frame, in a Corridop server. Whatever games, turn-based games. I guess there's Octopath Traveler. I haven't played any of those games. I don't think I've played any of the what do they call that style? HD 2D engine. that style of game. I've heard it's pretty good combat, but I've heard nothing else about the games. I've heard the story is just okay. So, I don't know. I was also thinking of playing Kingdom Hearts because I watched the Kingdom Hearts fan dub. That was real fun, and the action RPG stuff kind of looks neat. I don't know how it works exactly, but it looks kind of fun. I have no idea if I have no attachment for Disney, classic Disney characters, or a lot of Final Fantasy characters, to be honest. So I don't know if anything else in Kingdom Hearts would be appealing for me, but I don't know. Of course, it's not turn-based, but I've talked about replaying Disco Elysium 2, and maybe that will still happen. I don't know. It's a pretty convenient playthrough because every single line is voiced, basically, so it's not very arduous compared to other games, like Cory the Observer, for example, but it's still not a short game by any means. Especially if I want to like actually find a lot of stuff that I didn't find on my first playthrough. If I want to be more completionist about it, it will definitely take longer than my first playthrough. But I don't know. I mean, it's like my favorite written game of all time, so maybe I should check it out again. Well, favorite written tied by like Deltarune, but for very different reasons. Maybe also tied by In Stars and Time, but again, for very different reasons. But if you put a gun to my head and said like, what's objectively the most high quality writing you've seen in a game, I would say Disco Elysium. Just because of what it can do, how it like writes prose and how it handles characters, and it's also a very funny game, to be honest. God, maybe I will replay it. I got several other things to get to first, but maybe around the new year, we'll see. Okay, it's currently 1 AM Wednesday, and this is telling me I will get there by 1 PM. Yeah, okay. But I think we'll have to go to a hotel and probably also fuel up, right? Actually, 6.7 miles per gallon. Holy shit, the stars are aligned. And where's my fuel? Oh, my fuel's like halfway. It's like exactly half empty. Well, yeah, no, we'll definitely have to fuel up then. God, there's so many good scenes from Disco Elysium. Maybe, yeah. No, I gotta replay it. No, here's the thing. I feel sometimes I have a problem where I try not to replay or rewatch a lot of stuff because I always have that guilt in the back of my mind, like I could be engaging with new stuff, right? That's always the thing. But I don't know. Sometimes it really is just that good. Trying to think. Because at least with like video games, it's not as much of a problem because there's more of a limited number of what I can play because of like cost. Like I would love to play Citizen Sleeper 2, but it does cost money. I don't want to spend a lot of money right now. So it doesn't feel as bad if I'm like replaying Disco Elysium because of reasons like that. Okay, do not crash into a car in front of this cop, please. Is that a helicopter? So, the hell? Is this a high-speed chase? They didn't do a pet maneuver. Alright, at least I didn't ram into a cop. Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think of ever... There's a few games that could use a new playthrough for the first time, but probably less than in previous years, to be honest. It's not that many. And not many that I would feel bad about missing out on to replay Disco Elysium. One of my favorite games of all time. Like, I think I can rationalize it in my head to replay it soon enough. I was talking about Persona 4. I do have that game, and I played the first 7, 8, 9 hours of it. Through the first dungeon, and a bit after that. I don't know. I think maybe I should go back to it at some point, but I think at this point I'd rather play Persona 3 first at this point. 'Cause I've heard it's just kind of more interesting in general. So, actually, yeah, maybe not. What else? I could always play Persona 1 and Persona 2, because that's funny. I don't really know much about those games. I know there's that one exploration of like the rooms and like this in the school that people make fun of. I don't know if it actually has anything like interesting with like the combat and mechanics. I know some of the SMT games are a lot more challenging. Maybe those might be more interesting mechanically. Oh, not again. Not again. I think this is okay. I was also thinking about replaying Night in the Woods because that's a very young adult type game, college adult game, and I think it'd be interesting to revisit it when I'm since I've finished college now. The last time I played it, I was not even in college, so it would be interesting, but also that game has a lot less variety going for it than Disco Elysium, so it would probably not happen soon. Other than that, I'm not really interested in like replaying many games. Too slow, too slow. There is a big hotel and gas station area here, but they're not directing me to it yet. They want me to keep going. Actually, I wondered, is this gonna say... It doesn't... It's... Okay. Can't really tell if it's gonna lead me to a hotel yet. Guess we'll see. What movie am I gonna watch tonight? I got room for another movie tonight, I think. Gonna have to check my Letterboxd watch list. I finally started using Letterboxd like I don't know, a month ago or something. I was for some reason really committed to the process of adding literally every single movie I could think of that I've watched in my entire life and like just marking it as watched. I didn't add any ratings for most of them because it's been too long since I've watched them to form like a appropriate judgment, but I did mark anything that I know I've watched as watched. So I don't know, I'm still missing plenty, but I made some progress. But yeah, I hope that will be cool to use. Oh god, okay, don't pass. Or you can pass, but I can't get into the next lane. Yeah, I still don't know if I like the Letterboxd, like the average Letterboxd user, but I think it's convenient enough as a... What? Hang on. Speeding violation? I was like 6 miles over. Come on. It's a convenient enough tool to just log stuff you watched. I will say I wish, I really like the Letterboxd diary because you can add like rewatches and stuff and add notes if you want. Rate Your Music has a similar thing, which is the listening history, but it's way worse because it's very archaic because it was built in like 2000, and you can add you can add albums and song 6 miles per hour. Are you kidding me? It's not that big of a deal. You can add songs and albums to your Rate Your Music listening history, but it's very like limited, and you can't just set like, okay, today I listened to this album. You have to set what you're currently listening to, and you can only set that, and that's displayed on your page. And then when you set that again to something else, then it'll update at that time that you're listening to something else. But as long as you don't change what you set it to, it just says listening to blank. So there's people who have like things that say like, oh, listening to this album since March 13th of this year, which can be fun, but like not in its intended way. It's very much like, it's very janky. You can't just set like, okay, this date I listened to this for the first time, or I re-listened to it. It's just, I listened to this, then listen to this, and it's only set, it only sets the date when you set on the actual website. It's really, it's basically useless. Most people I've seen don't use it, including myself, because it's just kind of not a nice way to display it. But Letterboxd is a lot nicer because you can just show like, oh man, bad crash. You can actually like set the date and everything individually. Like I could go back and say, I could check my journal and find what movies I watched like earlier this year and just set like, oh, on March something I did watch this movie, I rewatched it or something. I could just do that, and that's nice. It's a much more sensible. Like I like Rate Your Music because it's very straightforward, but it's also a bit too archaic at times. I also did see there's like a Letterboxd equivalent for like TV shows and episodes. I forget what it's called, but I thought I wanted that for a while, and then I realized like how much I actually care about rating individual episodes of a TV show, and it's like, ah, okay. I kind of, I'm content to just leave TV shows to be like a, you know, vibes-based rating. Like, I mean, all ratings are vibes-based, but TV shows, I kind of don't care enough to rate every individual episode. Not that I, like, don't care for, like, the quality of the show or, like, engaging with it. I just, like, I don't know. I feel different. Like, the experience of watching the show is more of, like, a culmination of all of the episodes together, and I'm kind of just fine with letting it speak on its own. I also find that like rating video games is similarly a bit harder than trying to rate like an album or movie. I think you can establish your own vibe space system for like saying, okay, this movie's 4 stars, this movie's 3 stars. And it won't make sense to everybody, but it'll probably make sense to you. But I can't quite do the same thing for like video games. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like this game, would I give this game like a 4 out of 5? Probably not, because like I don't like it that much, but I also don't dislike it. So like, I don't know. It's just. I didn't get it because I'm such a diehard simulation fan. It's just like a nice game to vibe with. Like, should I judge it based on that? I don't know. I don't think that feels fair. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. I kind of just also don't like what's that video game Letterboxd site? Backlogged. I don't like Backlogged as a website that much. I'm fine with the idea, I just some of the ways to implement stuff is not desirable. Like counting separate releases and remasters. Like I get remakes should be different. Like the Resident Evil remakes are different games basically. But all the different remasters or like the collector's editions or things that include all the DLC together, that doesn't... It feels like they should have the rate your music system where there's one main release, that's what everybody is thinking of. You can rate that, or you can also rate one of like the sub releases that is like a different edition of the game, but it's essentially the same game but with maybe different tweaks, or it's just on a different console. But instead they're all separate releases on backlogged, which is annoying. You're running out of fuel. Yeah. Can you direct me to that? I guess I just have to hope one shows up soon. Is that it? That looks like it. Can't tell. Okay, check the map from here. Here we go. Oh, okay, there is a more general location here. Is there anything? Okay. That looks like a... I don't know what that is. These look like convenience stores more so than... Yeah, that's actually the gas symbol. Okay. We'll get off there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it actually... Oh, I think I actually messed with it. There we go. Yeah, okay. I think we'll stop at this next place then. Yeah, I really wish the DLC for this game wasn't so... I know there are a few bundles that bundle some of the maps together, but they're still not that cheap when you do that. I wish I could just buy like a season pass, but I guess they're always developing this game for the past several years, so they kind of need a constant flow of money. And I imagine there's a limited market for the die-hard simulation fans. Okay, getting off here. Roundabout. Right. Oh! It's okay. Perfect. Oh, shit, shit. Set entry. Here. Oh, I hear the yawning of my character. Here we go. I will say, I think my dream game is wait, how much? How much do I need? I guess it'll tell me. It seems like a lot. No? Okay. There you go. Yay. And then I need this. Find a place to sleep here. How do I do that? I actually don't know. I guess I could probably just park and sleep. Could I do that? I wonder what happens if you don't sleep in time. Do you just crash? Do your eyes start to close? I think this will work. If I don't crash the truck. Sorry, I'm so tired. I've been driving for so long. Everything's starting to blur together. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Okay. Get back on the road. How do I get out? Over here? This will do. There we go. Okay. Bypass the nearby way station. Thank you. Oh, I hate this. Whenever you try to pass a slow moving vehicle and then they start speeding up to the speed limit. God damn it. Now I gotta fucking go back into the right lane with my tail between my legs. Oh, I was gonna say earlier, my dream game is something like American Truck Simulator, but more like a road trip thing where you can actually get out of your vehicle and just like run around. Like you can park your car, get out, go to a gas station, get snacks, go to a hotel and go to your room, stop at like landmarks and stuff, and actually like walk around. Like I want something with the freedom of the long drive or like my summer car, but with like enough of the realism of like actually driving like in this game. That would be pretty unfeasible unless I think the most feasible way to do it would just be add a mod to this game that lets you get out of your car and do stuff. But yeah, I just want the vibes of that, or being able to like ride with like other players or stuff like that. I don't know. I think that RV game was almost gonna be like that, but then it turned out to be like kind of really bad on launch. So don't know what's up with that. I also was kind of disappointed. I thought Pacific Drive was that, but I think it's actually kind of like a horror game. It has like survival elements, which I don't really care about. And there's the long drive, but that's like also very post-apocalyptic. You're not really meant to be driving through like actual America or like a real modern territory. I just want a comfy game, man. I just want some vibes. Listen, I kind of regret hopping on the wholesome games bandwagon back in like 2020. I was a big, I wouldn't say like, I don't know if I would say supporter because I wasn't like doing anything, but like I was a big fan of like that stuff. I think I was more so just interested in games that let you like unwind and like do like low tension games, I guess is what I'm trying to describe. That was more so what I was interested in. Stuff where there's not like a lot of danger, it's just more about the vibe. And I've enjoyed some games like that, like A Short Hike is really, really nice. There's plenty of games like that that are nice, but yeah, I think the current form is very formulaic, just like the farming life sim type, or like, I don't know what to call it. There's like Stardew Valley likes, there's games that kind of just exist for you to like live in a town and buy clothes and not much else. I was interested in Wander Stop because it sounded like a subversion of that. So I wanted to play that, but it kind of sounded, from what I heard from reviews and stuff, it kind of sounds like it is just that, but just with like a slightly, with like a more interesting story behind it, which is not exactly what I was looking for. I was looking more for like a complete, maybe not complete genre subversion, but like a bit of a more serious subversion of like tone. But from what I heard, that the game doesn't really do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll still play it. Probably still play it sometime. Your... Oh shit, it's a digital billboard. I don't know what that said. Something your style. I think it was a truck ad. I don't know how much you need to buy a truck, actually. I also don't know what the benefit is, because you can just do quick jobs all the time. I guess you can just drive it and explore it. You probably would be able to just do whatever once you have your own truck. Only going 6-7 miles per hour. Ah. One miles per hour. Hey, speaking of internet memes, I gotta tell you, my favorite internet meme video, not really, it's kind of my least favorite actually, is that one video of the, it's, I don't know what the real caption would be, but it's just like some description, some guy's description of like, me and the girlfriend when it's time for fun time, and it's like 2 videos of cats on bed that like represent him and his girlfriend, and it's just like the most like revolting kind of like video imaginable. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. It's just the worst kind of humor you can have, basically. I mean, okay, there's objectively worse types of humor to have, but like it's just very repulsive. It's a kind of video that is basically heterophobic propaganda, in which I think my conspiracy theory is a queer person made that because they hated straight people so much they wanted to smear their name forever and just depict them as like incapable of being normal about sexual encounters. And you know what? I think it worked. It's very good propaganda. Boy. Yeah, I can't like look at that type of like cat humor anymore because of that video. It's just so it's like the rebirth of millennials in Gen Z. I don't know how to describe it. It is the millennial videos of Gen Z. I guess what the word I'm looking for is like coworker core, but that even that is like, there's coworker stuff that isn't as bad as the video I'm describing. Getting close. I should get in the right lane. think the in-game driving is affecting my real life body too. My neck's starting to hurt. Ooh. Not gonna get me again. Freeway ends, wow. Never seen that sign before. International border. Whoa, okay. Let's see here. Right here. Shop Town. Robo Shop. Okay. It's like a strip mall. Or like a outlet. En Hool. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. That was right there. Okay. There we go. You can purchase your own trailers and upgrade or paint them to match your truck. Cool. Well, I've unlocked the furthest possible distance. I do want to just check real quick. It's gonna be end of stream, but I just want to see how far it goes. Oof. 967 miles. I might need to... Probably would have to buy a DLC to see like the longest possible, to be honest. Let me see my skills. Deliveries anywhere. Rank 6. Okay. So they go up to... They go above 2,500 miles, so I'm nowhere near close to the furthest possible distance. Ugh. I'd have to buy a mod to see just how far it goes. But that's cool. Yeah, I think this is a great game for me to play if I just want to like listen to an album or something, or put on a podcast. It's not really meant for much else for me because I'm not like a huge simulation diehard. Although it definitely would be more fun if I had a steering wheel, but I'm not gonna buy one. It's just not gonna happen. Forget it. We made it up. It's a piece of fiction. Okay. Well, that is all for today's stream. I think so. I've avoided anything too. I don't know how to put this without making my own stream sound boring, but I've avoided doing anything too exciting this week because most of my friends have finals, so I don't want to like play something that is or do a stream that's like I want a lot of eyes on, because there's a good chance a lot of people are gonna miss it. So I've saved some stuff that I think will be more interesting for later in the week and next week. So hopefully it's Wednesday today. There should be more interesting stuff soon. I don't know about tomorrow necessarily, but I think starting with Friday at least, and then into the weekend, we'll have some more interesting stuff. Oh, don't look at that. But yeah, there should be what I have on the list. There's a house flipper stream I want to do. That'll probably be in the next week. In fact, that'll definitely be within the next week because I want it to make it Christmas themed. And then there will be an Oblivion randomizer. There might be a little bit more Path of Exile if I just want to chill out. So there'll probably be a frame playthrough or replay through with the mods within the next month. There will be maybe a Disco Elysium replay through around the new year. I also have, so I bought Control and Alan Wake a while ago because they were both really cheap. And I would like to play them. My plan is, what I want to do is, I kind of want to get the full Remedy experience, so I want to play Max Payne 1 and 2 first, and then play Alan Wake, and then play Control, and then eventually play Alan Wake 2, because that's supposed to sum up, like, a lot of the studio's work up to that point. It's a bit of a tall order, but most of the games are, like, within... They could be beaten within 2 streams or so, so it wouldn't be that bad. I'm just waiting on the Max Payne games to go on sale. But if they do, at a good price, that will probably come up. Very interested in seeing those games. But yeah, that's the current plan. So I hopefully will be back. Yeah, I guess this weekend with a house flipper. We will build a Christmas themed house. Should be fun. And then maybe a couple other fun streams, and then maybe I'll come around to Disco Elysium. I have talked myself back into it. But for now, thanks to anybody that joined today. Any chatters? Well, I guess there's still one chatter, but thanks for coming. Yeah, take care, and goodbye.